Blackstone Audio presents Andrew Jackson by Robert V. Remini. The dedication reads, For Ruth. Foreword. Every year, in most states, Democrats flock to their annual Jefferson-Jackson dinners. The emphasis is on Thomas Jefferson, of course, considered the founding father of the Democratic Party. Almost forgotten is the military record and legacy of Andrew Jackson, America's seventh president, and perhaps greatest military hero before the American Civil War. Robert Remini's sparkling biography of Andrew Jackson helped set the record straight and reinvigorate Jackson's military legacy for modern Americans. More than anyone else, it was Jackson, through a combination of military leadership, inspired vision, and strong personality, who ensured that America retained its independence and drove out European rivals. Under his leadership, America's influence grew to eventually span the entire continent. Jackson's was a classic American success story, a young man born into poverty, orphaned, struggling against severe tribulations, and ultimately rising to the highest levels of success. As a youngster during the Revolutionary War, Jackson lost his mother and two brothers. His father had died just before he was born. Like other lads, he worked as a messenger around the American troops, was captured by the Brits, and bladed by a British officer for refusing to polish his boots. It was probably a defining moment in his life. Though lacking a proper education, he was determined to gain the military skills that would allow him to strike back against the British. Jackson moved to Nashville, Tennessee, and took on the mantle of leadership as a young civic leader, lawyer, and militiaman. But his principal aspiration was military leadership. A rising star in the political arena on the frontier, he parlayed his connections into an appointment as a leader in the Tennessee militia, and all else followed. Jackson had seen war as a child. He was steeped in the lore and practice of Indian fighting, an all too common circumstance on the frontier. He'd learned the tricks of moving through the woods, of before-dawn stand-to, and early morning readiness, and he'd learned to encircle a foe. It was a standard repertoire, but Jackson brought to this three unique qualities. First, he was a keen judge of strategies and intent. Second, he had an indomitable will. And third, he had a real thirst to be in charge. These qualities shone through, effort after effort. Under Jackson, the United States defeated a superior British force at the Battle of New Orleans. It was his greatest victory. It made him a household name, and it cleared a path for the United States to dominate North America. From today's perspective, the battle looks tactical and almost feeble. A few thousand American troops defending a barricade behind a ditch along the Mississippi River south of New Orleans, with a weak and underprotected flank guard.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?